Well, hello, welcome. My name is Amelia. Welcome to this video series, and we're going to go through setting up a WordPress website. We're going to do it from the very scratch. So if you are completely new to WordPress altogether, you have no idea how to set up a website, this is going to be perfect for you. Okay, so before we could go ahead and do anything else, just want to go through a couple of basics. And with creating a website, I prefer to liken it to creating or building a house. And there are three basic things that you are going to need to build your website. Now, the first thing you're going to need to have is a domain name. And this is pretty much the street address of where you're building your house, so to speak. So, if you're building a house and you want people to come around and visit you, you would give them your address, right? So a domain name is the internet street address where people are going to come and visit your website. The next thing you're going to need is some space for your website, and this is with a web hosting account. So this is, in house building terms, this would be like the block of land that you build your house on. Okay, so you need to buy a block of land to put your house. You can't just, set up shop, in the middle of a street somewhere, or wherever you want to. You need to have a block of land to build your house on, and that's what a web hosting account is pretty much for. The last thing you're going to need is you'll need some materials in which to build your website, and WordPress is one of those kinds of materials that you can use. It's a content management software. Pretty much as the name describes, it manages your content, and it's really easy to set up, really well used and supported, and we highly recommend it. And of course, if you're attending the WordPress camp, I think that's obvious sense that we're recommending WordPress as the way to set up your site. So if you're building a house, these are things like your wood or your concrete, nails, things like that you would actually use to build your site, and that's what WordPress kind of is in those kind of terms. So first things first, let's go ahead and grab our web hosting / domain name, and we can do all of this in the same place. So if you don't have a domain name or web hosting account, that's absolutely fine. The one I'm going to recommend is going to be, HostGator. I'm just going to type that into the search engine there, and you'll see that's one of the first results that comes up. So let's click on that. Let's go to the HostGator website. And you're going to see quite a lot of different options here. It's probably going to look a little bit confusing. So what we're going to do is go with this first big box here that talks about unlimited web hosting. So let's go ahead and view the web hosting plans. And we've got some different hosting plans here. Now, if you're just starting out with WordPress, the hatchling plan or the baby plan are probably the ones you're going to want to start with. Now, the hatchling plan only gives you a single domain. So if you're looking at setting up more than one site, you're probably best to go with this baby plan, which has unlimited domains. But if you just got the one site and that's all you want to be worried with at the moment, you can just go with a single domain. I'm not sure if you can do an upgrade or not with HostGator. I'm sure there's an option to be able to upgrade to the next plan. Of course, it's going to be some pricing changes, but yeah, I'm sure they've got details for you to be able to upgrade. Now with this, the baby plan here, you've got some options here now starting at $6.36 a month. Now this would be if you are hosting with them for 3 years, okay, or up to 3 years, and of course the pricing increases the less time you're going to be spending with them. So it's kind of like when you enter into like a mobile phone contract, the longer you're in the contract for, the more subsidized it's going to be, okay? So 3 years is probably going to be, if you're not sure, probably best not to go with the 3-year option. If it's me just starting out, I would probably just go with a monthly. Again, you should be able to upgrade your plan and to be able to then go to something else like 2 years in advance, etc., and it makes it just a little bit cheaper. But for now, I'm just going to have a look at the monthly option, and we're going to go through to the Order Now screen. Okay, so when we get to the Order Now screen, we can register a new domain, or if you've already got a domain, you can specify it there. So I'm going to test this. Let's try that. Okay, brilliant. So it actually comes up with a little screen saying if things are available, and it gives you options to purchase other domain names. And sometimes you want to capture every single possible version of that domain name if you don't want someone else to directly be, competing with you. Totally up to you if you want to grab those. You do not have to if you don't want to. The .com is just fine if that's all you want to have. Now, of course, we've just reiterating the package that we've selected. So we're selecting a monthly cycle of the baby package. Here's where we enter in a username, So make sure it's all lowercase, all one word, and it needs to be between 2 to 8 characters, and those little green ticks will let you know if you're entering in the right detail. We need to enter in a security pin. So don't mind me putting 69 in there, so it's a little bit rude. Okay, so we've got 4 to 8 characters, and it can only have numbers in there. So again, the green ticks will let you know if you've done all the right things. Then select your payment method, so you can either do it via direct credit card, or you can select your PayPal account. I'd probably prefer to go to PayPal, but hey, it's anyone's preference. Add in all your billing details there, okay, and it is configured to go for multiple or different countries. So, you know, if you're like me, you're living in Australia, it's going to bring up all the specific details for Australia there, so all the different states in Australia, okay, so it is quite specific. Next thing down is where we've got some other options you can add to your hosting. Because we're looking to register a new domain name, it's offering us domain name privacy. So this just protects your details from visibility, and HostGator will say they're representing you. So they're not going to give out your details or show your name and things like that. So that's something you might want to consider. Okay, so it is $9.95 a month. Yes, it does add a little bit more onto the price, but if you don't want people bugging you, then maybe that's an option for you. We've then got the site lock that they've got ticked here for you. Now this is just if for a little bit of extra security. For me, I've got my security set up elsewhere, so I probably wouldn't add it in, but if you want to add some security to your site where they check to make sure that your site's all all good and clean and green ticks everywhere, then you might want to add that in. Again, it's another cost at $14.99 a year. This is your business. It is important. If you're looking to make an online income or residual income from an online website, this is pretty important stuff, and you don't want people just coming in and trampsing all the way through and ruining things for you. So if this if you're concerned about security, if you want to make sure your site is watertight, sites are never going to be 100% watertight, but if you want to make it as secure as possible, then maybe that's something that you want to go with. But you don't have to. You can untick it. It's not telling you that you have to have it. If we scroll further down here, we've got a coupon code, and they've given you a coupon code here, but there are a couple if you search around the internet, and one that I found was discount 1 penny, okay, and you can validate to make sure that the code is valid, and you'll see the price change down below here. So instead of being $9.95 a month, they've now given you $9.94 back, so it's costing you 1 cent. Hey, for a month, that's pretty good, and it's only for your first month, okay? So if you go into a second month, then they will charge you that $9.95, okay? So it's then letting you know the hosting add-on, which is that privacy that we discussed just before, and you also need to pay for the domain registration, which is a once-off. I think it will be over a yearly basis. When you purchase a domain name, it's not yours forever, okay? You're literally renting the domain name, okay? You need to rent it on a particular basis, and I think they've got it at 12 months at this stage. That's what it looks like anyway. And there's no setup option there, so that's your total price. You click that you agree to everything, and go ahead and create your account, and it'll set up everything for you. Probably within about 5 minutes after you've finished all the processing, it'll send you an email, and it'll let you know details such as your login name, which you would have chosen just up above just here, and it will also assign an actual password for you. So not the security pin. I think the security pin is for your account. A password will be for when you go to log into your panel to be able to set up all your WordPress website information. Okay, so that's it. That's how you set up an account with HostGator, including a domain name registration. And yeah, that's it. In the next video, I will go through how to start installing WordPress. Okay, I'll check you then. Bye.